talking about. So Streamlabs Desktop Ultra makes it incredible to be able to multi-stream to every platform. It gives you a lot of versatility and you can connect with people on a different level. As long as you have the chat open, you're gonna be golden. Just do what you do your thing as you normally would every day, and live stream. It's gonna just change the way you think about creating content, about spreading your message and everything. I mean, it's a great way to connect with people. So let's dive into this and see what we have here. Now, I don't think my hotkeys were set up for that, but that's okay. So let's check out these settings, and I'm going to try and give you the real rundown, at least what I see and what I do, because initially getting started live streaming, this is the biggest thing to get set up. I've spent a lot of time banging my head on the wall trying to figure out the best settings to get this to multi-platforms. So this one is for you to help you get a little bit quicker setup. All right, so we're starting in general. Let's go over this. I don't change anything here. This I just leave standard as what they are. Let's go into the multi-streaming tab. This is going to allow you to connect all of your platforms, whether it's Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Insta. And an important thing to know about this is Streamlabs Desktop Ultra also provides the ability for you to stream to TikTok without having 1,000 followers. It's kind of like a all access key, and it's an amazing program. You can do everything from it. You just need to know how to set it up. Okay, so let's go into stream. This you don't want to show normally on a live stream because then people have your stream key. So definitely don't show that. If you have a stream key, don't put that. People can use it, don't want to do that. But this is just going to show you what platforms. Right now I'm going to Twitch and TikTok. The reason I'm going to Twitch is because you can take clips. The functionality of Twitch is just second to none right now when it comes to live streaming. Now let's check out the output settings. This is where we're going to start getting into the nitty gritty of things. And number one, what you gotta realize before we start into the live stream settings is when you're live streaming, just be you. It's gonna happen if you pick your nose like I just did. You're gonna make mistakes. It's okay. Just on live, when you first get going, odds are the majority of people aren't gonna be watching you. Get it going. It's a great way to create content and just keep rolling. I mean, if you're doing your job already, just live stream it, record it, and then you can have your tutorials, all right? So into the settings, what are we looking at here? So the audio track, this is where my audio that like I'm speaking right now is going to be coming into the live stream. Just make sure you know what that is, because if you have certain desktop windows open or music playing, you want to make sure that's not coming into the stream. Or if you are playing music, you want to make sure it's something that's comfortable for the stream, because that's going to cause some interruptions. If it's too loud or if you're not expecting it, it plays a loop or like a feedback. So it's going to sound really bad and you don't want people to hear that. Now we are live streaming right now, so I can't do this drop down, but my options here, and I'm running a 2020 MacBook Pro. It's got the M1 chip. So with my setup, I'm running the Apple VT hardware encoder. The M1 chip is designed to really facilitate that, and it makes it easier on my system. I've used the software, the X264, but that just makes it a little bit more difficult on my system, and things get hot. All right. Now, when I was Googling my system settings, what they should be, I got it close, but it never really was right here on all these settings. This is just what I found to be successful. Now, my constant bit rate on my rate control over here, I'm aiming for 5500. I have my keyframe interval set at 2, and I am not using B frames. Now, one important thing to point out about this is when I previously had used B frames on, I'd be dropped from some other platforms. I wasn't getting that good quality stream to the other platforms. So that's not really something I'd choose to keep on. So don't use bit frames. That's just my personal opinion. And I've had the keyframe interval at 0 for auto, but it never seems to work that great. And in a couple blog posts and Reddit posts, I found keyframe interval 2 for my system works really well. And if I keep my bitrate at 5500, that allows me enough with my internet to push the stream. Now, when I'm talking about bitrate and internet speed, it's important to check your internet upload speed. All right, we're not talking download speed, we're talking upload speed. And the more I dug into this, I called my internet provider and I said, hey, can I get a faster internet upload speed? And they're like, yeah, we have this available. We can probably save you some money with a new package. Sure, sign me up, give me the fast internet. So right now my internet upload speed averages around 38 megabits per second, which provides enough to facilitate the live stream to at least 2 or 3 platforms. I choose 2 just because when I'm doing tutorials, I want to have that decent quality where it's not cutting out and it's not dropping the stream. People can see it, all right? So bitrate 5500, keyframe 2, and I'm not using B frames. Let's into the audio side of things. So I'm running 44.1 and stereo right here. This is where you got to kind of pay attention for your loop back. If you're going to have music coming in or an echo, or if you add a screen while you're live streaming, make sure you put it on mute so it doesn't get that feedback. I have my mic coming in on my standard settings, so I've just changed that to Yeti Orb instead of the computer. That's on my audio input capture. I've added that in OBS, so we're good to go there. Let's check out video. This is going to be important for you to see. So when I am streaming, what your base canvas resolution is going to be your computer screen. Now on my MacBook Pro, this resolution isn't a setting. And what happens here is, what happens with the base canvas resolution is mine's not 1920 by 1080, but I leave that as far as the output resolution because that's meant to be, kind of just the baseline for where your screen is going to be resolution wise. Now output, if I'm going to multi-stream to a couple different platforms, I'm going to use the 1280 at 720. That way it's going to compress it and send it to these platforms at an output resolution that can facilitate a few of them at the same time. All right. Now I'm going to still use the Lansco's 32 samples right here because it's going to give me the best quality coming out at 1280 by 720. And the 1920 by 1080 is going to have my recording settings going at that. Now you can do frames per second. You can ramp it up to 60. I've left that at 30 for multi-streaming. Again, this is going to be specific per internet, per computer, per person that uses it. So make sure you got to kind of play with these settings, but I leave these as kind of a standard if I'm going to be multi-streaming. And let's check out the vertical settings. This is just going to be flip-flopped, right? Because we want the vertical. So 1080 by 1920, 720 by 1280. Same here with the Lansco's and the 30 frames per second. Hotkeys, let's talk about these. These are important because these make it easier for Streamlabs to switch windows. The Streamlabs does not like it very much when you're around Windows. It wants its Windows set up and streaming. But in order to switch windows and make it easier on Streamlabs Desktop, they provide hotkeys. So if I want to go from introduction to a different scene, what I would do is I would come all the way down to the bottom here, and all I'm going to do is bind a key. So let's say I want to switch to that scene. I would take this off, and if I hit the 6, that's going to bind it to that transition. So if I need to transition, I just hit a key. Makes life easy. Easy. Okay. Now let's go into advanced. There's a few important settings in here that people need to pay attention to. And when you get in here, I leave all of these pretty much standard. I can probably change that color format, but everything looks pretty good. Audio monitoring device, that's going to be my default, which I've put on the Yeti Orb. But the most important settings to pay attention to are going to be down here. Number 1, the stream delay. Now, this is good if you need a button or you're going to be streaming at a point where you want to have that ability to, hey, we need to have, our stream be a little delayed just to be able to take clips or whatever, but I tend to leave the delay off. That way it's more interactive with people in the chat. You're going to see it and you can respond to it right away. Instead of seeing it, you respond and then it comes back 30 seconds later to them. Just doesn't do well for interaction. But the most important thing to check, and I don't even know why this is an option, but you need to select dynamically change bitrate when dropping frames while streaming. This is going to allow your system to kind of go with the flow on the stream. And it's a very effective way to do it. So what I found is you have to have this checked, make sure that's checked. And then on your output, uncheck use B-frames. That's going to allow you a better stream to all the platforms without it being so choppy. Anything else in advanced here that I need to check out? Maybe audio, are we good here? Output. Okay, output audio, let's check this. These are settings that you just want to ramp up to the top anyway. So audio bitrate, I've put every track at 320. So regardless what track I use, it's going to give me the best quality audio per platform. Now, yes, you can play with these, you can move them around, but this is just an easy solution to have some decent audio on your stream. Make sure that's there. All right. Now the rest of the settings are going to be pretty standard. I don't change a lot of them. Scene collections, I'm going to get those from Streamlabs Desktop Ultra. Notifications, I haven't even messed with. Appearance. See if there's anything here we got to pay attention to crazy. Nothing crazy. You can get a remote control, which makes it effective if you're taking clips or you want to do different things and you're not using your phone as the camera. You can use a remote control to manage your hotkeys essentially. A virtual webcam, I don't have that installed. And then installed apps, this is pretty cool because Streamlabs makes a way for your stream to be a little more interactive on Twitch, like the blurb, or put some music going. StreamB is going to give you some analytics. And lower thirds is a good way to up your socials on your stream. Just looks professional and easy to roll. And then get support here. And then Ultra. Now this is something I wanted to cover just to finish the settings to show what versatility is available within Streamlabs Desktop Ultra. It is an incredible program. You can really do anything you want. So with these, these are all kind of standard setups. They have an amazing app for it. And when you're playing video games, a lot of this was born from video games. So if the young kids are using it, odds are it's going to probably be a decent platform going forward because that's how tech stuff goes. If the kids are using it, you probably want to pay attention. If they're not using it, whatever. Now, what's cool about Streamlabs Desktop Ultra is the other programs that it comes with. Talk Studio Pro. This is a very, very easy way for people to accomplish the same thing as using Streamlabs Desktop Ultra, but you're not going to have like the fancy layovers. You're not going to have all that functionality, but what you're going to get from it is a browser-based way to live stream that functions a lot like Zoom. So even if you're not crazy tech forward, if you've been on a Zoom meeting, this is going to do the same thing and allow you to stream to all your platforms as well. The Video Editor Pro acts a lot like iMovie, and what's nice to know about this is when you're taking the recordings on Streamlabs, you don't want to move to a bunch of different platforms, upload, download. You're going to lose a lot of quality and compression. Even a little bit every time you move it is going to be a loss in quality that you don't want to give up just because you don't want to use their editor. It makes it awesome. Check it out. Cross-Clip Pro. This is one of my two favorites that they have. This allows you the ability, so like right now I'm streaming on Twitch and TikTok, but on Twitch, my body in the screen is on the side, the Streamlabs Desktop Ultra windows on another side. But if I want to make clips of this to post to all my social medias, I'm just going to use Cross-Clip Pro, or I can use the same functionality within Twitch. Make the vertical videos out of your horizontal, and you can post it to all your platforms just from live streaming. You don't need anything else. You have the ability to post to every platform that you need right from your live stream. And this probably is my one favorite feature of Streamlabs Desktop Ultra. It's called the Podcast Editor. What's really nice about this is I don't spend time editing videos anymore. I mean, some I do. If it's going to be like a front facing or a landing page video, I'll go edit it, add the transitions, etc. But if I'm just doing tutorials and I want to edit out blank spaces or pauses or anything like that, all you do when you get done recording a live stream tutorial is you just drag and drop the recording into Podcast Editor. It's going to take out the blank spaces. It's going to take out the pauses, but even better, it's going to give you the transcription. Now, why is that important? Because you can then use that transcription to train AI assistants on this information. So now they know what the settings should be in Streamlabs Desktop Ultra, therefore allowing them to teach your users or your customers or your clients. All right. Do things one time. Don't do them 4 times. Do it once. Teach your AI how to do it. Get your videos. Get your social media posts. Make sure they're awesome. And it gives you the ability to do that. Even if you're not super tech forward, you can do it in your browser. Thanks for joining me on this one. Those are the main settings in Streamlabs Desktop Ultra. This is just scratching the surface on what this program can do. I'll go into the rest of it, but if you're looking for a better way to create content, to do live streams, to promote your business, nothing else makes sense. I've even tried to justify normally recording videos or just doing social media videos, and it just doesn't make sense. It's half as efficient as doing it live. You can post every platform and you don't need anything else. So if you have some issues with the settings, make sure you drop a comment in the community. Say, hey, this is what I'm having issues with. Put it on the thread. I'll take a look. I'll see it. And that way I can do a video showing you how to get your stream set up and you'll be ready to rock and roll to promote your business online. Because if your goal is to have more time, money, and freedom, you're going to need a way to do that faster. And the best way to do that, live stream. So I hope this helps you guys out. Check into the settings. And again, if you have any issues, make sure and let me know. I hope that helps somebody out.